Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I'm joined by Travis McGhee from FuturesANIMal. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fabulous. Yourself?
I'm doing great. What a great name, the word, your name, FuturesANIMal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Travis McGhee.
Well, Travis McGhee is a great name. Yes, it's phenomenal. But I was thinking about something a minute, for a moment, and obviously we talk about, there's a little bit of play on words there, from the futures market as well. But the other part I was thinking about is your future and time, and how important a role time plays in our investing. I remember, and I'm often disappointed when I start to think about what I've done with my money over the years, and what I could have done, especially when I was in high school, when I was, spending money on dating, that I probably could have better spent in investing.
Right.
Right. And what that would have meant to me now had I done it. So let's talk a little bit about what an important key component time is.
Time is probably the most important component within investing, and it's actually one of the most overlooked components. And there's really kind of two different areas you can talk about with time. One is the amount of time you have to invest. We're all busy people. You look at what's going on now, certainly for us here in Park City with Sundance coming upon us. We just got done with the holidays. It's always one thing, you move into the next. You don't have a lot of time to sit down, organize your finances, create a plan, and move forward with it. So by and large, what we end up doing is taking our money and leaving it with someone else and just having them do it for us. You also have the element of time, as in time out, how much time you have until your goal, whether it's retirement, whether it's buying that new house, whether it's acquiring a different piece of property, whatever the case may be, whatever the end game is, you have that element of time there, and you have to factor that into the type of strategy that you're investing into, whether it's long-term strategy, short-term strategy, or you're just looking for income generation. So you have a lot of these moving parts that you have to kind of filter through to really get to where you want to be in order to be a successful investor. You got to make sure everything aligns. So time is a very, very important part of investing in general.
And then there's the other element of time, which is the element that you should be enjoying by having the benefit of having a financial advisor working with you. And that is that you're obviously able to put more time to the research, typically more time to timing in general. We talk about this, people always look at the first of the year as being a good time to start, planning ahead for next year. The other part of that too is that you guys are looking at timing throughout the year for different investments, when it makes the most sense to look at certain things.
Sure.
Especially based on market, there's a lot of it, I'm sure, is market reaction, right?
Right, absolutely.
But there is timing involved in all of this.
Yeah, there's absolutely timing. And again, I'm a firm believer that, what we do in finance is not rocket science. Anybody can do it. It just takes, again, time and effort and a little bit of education to sit down and understand what you're doing. Now, again, that's not to say that, because obviously we provide a service, as do a lot of folks here in Park City, in this general area, in helping provide that professional advice. And what we are able to do for folks as financial advisors, as brokers, or whatever the case may be, is provide that extra legwork, provide that extra elbow grease into the financial planning, into the discipline, into the daily monitoring of your investments for you, which is required, but you really just don't have the time to do it. Whether you're retired and you're spending time with your grandkids, whether you're currently employed and you're working from 9 to 5 when the market's obviously open and you can't watch it every day at work, or whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you're busy, chasing the kids around. You're busy and you can't constantly monitor the market. And the way the market works now in today's world, and I don't want it to sound like it's an age thing, and it's. No. But it has changed a lot, and things move a lot faster. News is more readily available. Things happen very quickly.
Right.
That impacts the stock market. That impacts the bond market. That impacts, in some cases, the real estate market. And it helps to have that professional that's going to sit there and watch that for you every single day and make those changes for you, or talk to you about how you can make those changes.
It's a little bit, it seems sometimes, a little bit like having, the old of olden days of having your ear on the rail. A little bit, right?
Right.
You're not looking for an immediate thing that might happen. It's more of a reaction to things that are further down the rail.
Right.
There's a train coming. We need to be paying attention, and we need to know where that train is on the rails,
right,
and kind of figure out if that's, is that the rail we want to stay on?
Yeah.
Do we want to move or we want to stay there?
Right.
There's an element of that.
Yeah, everybody needs to, again, this is perfect time of year. We talked about this last week. Everybody needs to have an honest assessment right now, whether it's with your spouse, with your family, with a family member, with an advisor. Sit down and understand where you're at. Do you have the time to constantly monitor your finances? If you don't have the time, it's time to bring in a professional.
Exactly.
If you do have the time, then spend a little bit of that time educating yourself and planning, bringing you up to speed, bringing yourself up to speed. But that's still not to say don't bring in someone to help you monitor that on a daily basis. That's a lot of what we're doing right now, is talking to folks, doing that planning, figuring out what everyone's time frame is, where they want to be at in the market. But what's different now with this particular market, we're coming off of a year where we had 30% gains in the broader stock market in the S&P. Like I said, like I said at the end of the year, I don't know if we're going to see that again this year, but I do know what we're sitting in right now is a very low interest rate environment, and it's very hard for retirees and certainly folks on the verge of retiring to find yield for their assets,
which is safe,
to earn money.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is a conservative investment. So again, what makes us a little bit different is we are finding alternative investments to just the stock market and to the bond market, where our end objective is, a lot of our clients are retirees, is providing a disciplined plan for folks who don't have the time to do it themselves, but also finding ways to generate income where you can't find it right now in the bond market.
We have just a moment left, so a quick answer to this if you can, but I'm kind of curious about it. We sort of started this conversation by talking about the mistakes made back in high school. You're obviously dealing with typically an older group than that. There are still times when sitting down with a financial advisor and doing what financial advisor's first and foremost job is, to help you figure out a way to better manage your assets. Are there still times when you're sitting down with someone saying, hey, look, quit buying coffee every day. This could really go to something better. Are we getting that? You know what I mean? I obviously realize that every investor is different, but we have to remember when we get back to this conversation of time, right, that it is valuable.
So our approach, So our approach is a little bit different, but similar to the whole coffee thing. We look at investors and say, stop investing in this area, or stop making these mistakes when you're investing. Do this instead. So it's very similar to the coffee, but yes, we're always critiquing, helping, crafting a plan that's going to work for that individual. So, it's a great time of the year, again, to sit down to do this assessment. We're actually in the middle of February going to be doing a live event here in Park City up in Deer Valley, where we're going to bring in people for a half day, just very casual, and we're going to talk about what it is that we do, how we do it, and what the current market conditions are like for, retirees, middle-aged folks.
That's exciting.
So I think it's going to be a good time. And again, just to answer questions for folks.
How do people get information about that?
Yeah, so we're going to have it up on FuturesANIMal.com.
Okay.
We don't have it up right now, but it will be probably that 22nd of February area.
Okay.
But we'll have all the information up for folks to sign up. It'll be a free event. Again, just a half day of what's going on in the market and how we can help.
Excellent.
All right,
Thanks
Jeff.
as always, Travis McGhee.
Yep.
Make your money work for you and your time too. FuturesANIMal. We'll be back with more right here, including desserts, and they look good right after this.